I mean, you gave a quick nod to the Biden-Harris administration about the work that they've done, and that has helped with this. Have you had a chance to talk to Vice President Harris about potentially being her running mate?
I've talked with her about winning in November. I've talked to her about a lot of issues. She has been to North Carolina 15 times since she has been vice president, and I've met with her every time she has been here. So we've talked about a lot of issues. You know, her process on vice president selection, we have not talked about.
WITN.
So what do you think about the terminals here for the community? How will this help the community?
They'll help the community in a lot of ways. Number one, producing clean energy. Number two, they'll serve as a massive tax base that will help fund public schools here. Three, they're providing great paying jobs for people here. Four, they are also providing rent to farmers to help supplement their crops. And so we're excited that this project can help us in our effort to fight climate change while bringing economic development to Eastern North Carolina.
CBS National. We'll get to you. CBS National real quick.
Yeah, sure. Hi.
When do you plan to speak to Vice President Harris next?
I don't know. She's pretty busy right now. So I'm very excited about her campaign. She has solidified Democrats. It's been a bottom-up thing. When she announced, there were a number of states, including North Carolina, whose delegates met on their own and voted to endorse her. We saw millions of dollars being collected online, and in fact, a lot of those came from donors who had never given before. So I'm excited about that. I'm sure I'll be speaking with her again because North Carolina is in play. We heard from campaign chair Jen O'Malley-Dillon today that they were expanding their map, that North Carolina was on it. And Donald Trump is obviously worried because he's coming to Charlotte today because he wants to try and shore up North Carolina. And I believe that we can win this state for Kamala Harris.
NBC.
Hi, Catherine with NBC News.
Hi, Catherine.
Thanks for having us here today.
Sure.
Can you talk a little bit about more of your week ahead, any weekend plans, looking ahead to the end of this week?
Continue to serve as governor. We've got a lot going on here in our state, obviously. We're going to be working to try to encourage these hospitals to take part in our medical debt elimination effort. That's something that actually the Vice President has worked on to make sure that we clear as much medical debt for people as possible. We've come up with a first of its kind effort in the country to use these HASP payments as part of Medicaid to incentivize hospitals to eliminate medical debt for low to middle income people. And we're going to be working on that because they're going to be making a decision. We're hoping to get final approval from CMS this week, we hope.
Next question right here. Right there, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Cursor Review.
Yes.
I'm wondering, did the state of North Carolina pay any incentives and or subsidies to timber mills for this project, related to this project?
So I'll have to check on that. We know that there are federal incentives that are available for clean energy companies, and we have worked to attract these companies to North Carolina using incentives. I'm not sure about the incentives for this specific project. It's been a long time since I looked at it because this thing started a long time ago. So I'll find out. We'll get it to you. We'll get that information.
WSOC?
Yeah.
Donald Trump has set himself up as an opponent of offshore wind. Can you speak to why you believe offshore wind is important for North Carolina and how you can set it up so that the state has it for the next 10 years?
So we have a wealth of offshore wind off the coast of North Carolina that we can use to bring clean energy to our state. It was very frustrating when Donald Trump was president, who worked to put moratoriums in place and try to prevent offshore wind, not only in North Carolina, but across the country. It's important that we use offshore wind and solar in order to increase renewable energy, to fight climate change, but to also bring the economic development that we know that these new industries are going to bring to our country, creating American jobs. That's why I'm so thankful for the Inflation Reduction Act that was passed to help incentivize this to create great American jobs.
Last question, Harold.
Yes, Governor, why do you think we are in a position where there's only 2 wind programs here in North Carolina?
Because there were a number of legislators and the federal government before Joe Biden so strongly opposed offshore wind. The legislature put in place an 18-month moratorium for offshore wind, for onshore wind. So what we have to do is to get past all of that. I think we have. This project has the support, Republicans and Democrats and people who know that this is going to be such an economic boon for Eastern North Carolina.
Great, thanks y'all. That's
Thank
the
you
time we've
guys.
got.